just so interested in that bottom game. We will keep you up to date with it. Fummer against the One-Os, just in terms of the difference of play styles between the two. Both coming off the back of a win. They will be feeling confident, but here we go then. LeviDeWeerd of Team Hullet. He's on 3 points at the moment. He's unbeaten in Group D. 4-2 win against Tex in his opening matchup tonight. Looking to put another 3 points onto his tally. Looks for a Travella. Takes a wicked deflection on the way out. Teles looking to weave her way around the white shirts of Obrun, who's always been sort of known for being so strong defensively, Ryan.
Yeah. So I believe this this game between Obrun and Fummer, Obrun and Levi, I believe it will be very low scoring in terms of just the way they defend. They're calm and composed in possession. They're happy to sort of not die the clock down in as per se, but wait for the opponent to make mistakes.
Of course, keep in mind at home it is Levi versus Obrun as we just change out those FC Pro Love items there. Modric finds Mbappe. Obrun looking for a positive start in this one. Yeah, Torre looks for the one more pass. Finds João Cancelo. It's so quick. And needed a big save from Schmeichel. Bompastor just looked to punch the ball into the feet. I mean, let's speak about Bompastor, a new hero this year in the game.
Yep, new item, great stats at fullback. Of course, the new item in game, boosting those stats compared to the regular hero item.
What's on that back post? Massive switch of play available. Play a lot, teased by Levi as he looks to manoeuvre his way into the box. Rio Ferdinand, a popular choice in quite a few teams tonight, including Obrun and Tex. Two English icons have featured across the board. Ginola looks to go on his own. It was the wrong pass he was looking for, but still could recover this one well. Just didn't match up with what he wanted to do there, was it, Ryan?
Yeah, not at all. And the counter-attack is on from Levi. If you can find the correct pass, that is an incredible step there from Obrun, retrieving possession. But yeah, that intended pass, if it went to the right player, I believe that would have been a goal-scoring opportunity for Obrun. He still has possession, though, high up the pitch with a throw-in.
Watch out from here. He looked for a second, he was lining up, maybe a Travella. Obviously with that finesse animation, the game having a slight patch as of late, that Travella has become increasingly even more popular. We have an update for you in the other game. Fummer against the One-Os. There has been a goal. Which way has it gone? It's gone the way of Fummer. No surprise. No Mbappe this time needed. Just Caroline Hansen.
Yep, Green into the corner, or off the post, I should say. And it's a brilliant start from Fummer. That currently puts him on 7 points from a possible 9. So he's having an incredible start.
Ref looks to play the advantage.
Gonna get the right step over animation there from Levi, or Mbappe would have been gone.
Time to drive. Hansen finds Davies. Down the byline, right on the byline. Can there be an opener? Here, patient is Levi. Ginola. Even more patient defensively from Rio Ferdinand. Still 0-0 in this one. 1 goal to 0. Fummer leads.
Look at him.
In our other game.
You have to watch out for that.
Such a clever ball, isn't it, when you can do that well?
Yep, Obrun does that a lot. Triggering the run. Driving it into the person, or the player in front. And then a first time L1 triangle pass over the defensive line. Tends to work. Not so much this year. We don't see it as much, but it's something that Obrun used to use a lot of the time. Poor touch.
Not a good touch at all there from Pasta. I mean, the guy I spoke about at the start of the show today, Ryan, Cafu. I mean, he's not a million coins anymore. Is he still worth that investment? I mean, it's a lot of coins in a 9 million coin budget to go on him.
Yeah, it is a lot. I'm trying to think of other players that you could use, other items in game in that right back position. Cancelo is probably the go-to, what most players are using. The player look in the box.
Levy looking for it, will find it. And just as we say that, Levy will find first blood in this one. And it's no surprise who it is. At the back post waiting, Caroline Hansen scored in both games, but there's also been an update in the other game. We heard there was a penalty between Fummer and the One-Os. We'll give you the lowdown on it as soon as we can. Remember that Fummer was leading by a goal to nil. There was a penalty incident here. The One-Os had a penalty 21 minutes into the game. Lucio went into the book. Did he score or didn't he score? That was the question. Ginola steps up for the One-Os. And he misses. Fummer still leads by a goal to nil there.
It's 2 penalty saves so far we've seen.
How many penalties tonight, Ryan?
Yeah, a lot. A lot. I find it's so much harder to save penalties this year, but we've seen already twice out of 4 penalties. I think half of them have been saved. We're seeing an attack here from Obrun. Can't find space, and Levy can potentially start a counter-attack, but he opts to recycle possession.
And speaking of not taking any chances against Fummer, he will punish him. He has punished the One-Os. It's Teo Hernandez down the byline doing God's work. No one expected that, did they?
Yeah, green timed as well, just to give him the likelihood of finding the back of the net. You still wouldn't expect it, though, from Theo on his weaker foot.
2-0, Fummer leads in that one.
Yeah, driving towards the byline as well is so effective this year, and players that naturally had that play style already, it works for them.
Cafu, Trivella!
Yeah, Fummer's play style in previous years was to work towards the byline. The effectiveness this year is it's almost a go-to way to create attacks from a lot of the pro players this year.
Still only 1 goal in this game.
Look at Yaya.
On Pasta, clever pass, one more! Referee, penalty! Van Dijk was pulled into that one. And speaking of penalties, it's another one for the night. Obrun to score from the spot with Modric, he does. Easy as you like. We'll place that one to the left. That's the first goal that he scored in over 120 in-game minutes of FC 24. He had a goalless game against the One-Os. I mean, before that chance did come in, Ryan, I was thinking, did he need the extra pass? And then he won a penalty.
Yeah, exactly. It worked out in his favour. The penalty, lacked power, but of course, if Levy's not diving, it goes into the corner, and that is the goal back into the game from Obrun. A very, very key moment.
1-1 here. I think we've had like 5 or 6 penalties tonight.
Yeah.
Is that just players just diving in, getting maybe a little bit unfortunate with some animations too?
Yeah, I think it's a combination of both. I think, as you said, the animation sort of you expect when you press circle to sometimes have a different way the player lunges. It doesn't go in your favour, and then, yeah, you end up conceding a penalty.
Well, if there was to be a win from Fummer tonight in this round here, 3, Fummer would be on 7 points. And even if Levy was to win this game, he'd be on 6. Fummer, as we are currently calling, is leading the way in Group D. Obrun yet to pick up a win tonight. Tech's in the same scenario too. Mbappe. Obrun finds Bateles. Lucio have a good block. The ball does fall back again to the Barcelona midfielder. Yaya Toure taking matters into his own hands. Update in the other game, there has been another goal in it. Fummer leads now by 3 goals to 0. We are really seeing how good this player is. I mean, let's not talk about the goal.
What on earth?
I mean, let's not talk about the goal. But what we can speak about is the fact that Fummer is really blossoming into this tournament tonight. He has been superb so far. And look, if the ball's going to fall like that, Ryan,
maybe it's your day.
You have to take it.
Yeah, maybe it's your day. Approaching the last moments of the first half, Obrun building up on the byline, tries to find space. There isn't any, recycling and opting for the switch of play.
Teles, Hansen, Obrun will look to end the first half in pole position. Was 1-0 down in the game, leads by 2-1. We'll see it again on the replay.
Yeah, that's more like it from Obrun. Just a simple ball roll in the box. Caroline Graham Hansen, finesse shot, green time, and finds the corner there to make him take the lead now. He was down by 1 and he's now up by 1 moments before half time. It's an important moment where we say, Brandon, to get those goals just before the break, and it changes the whole dynamics. There's another goal here. It stems from the corner. It's Fummer again. Yeah, Mbappe playing it, driven past, an open goal, 4-0. Easy as it comes.
Give us a smile, Fummer, because you're 4-0 up. And you're absolutely cruising tonight. He hasn't lost a game yet. And he's on his way to 7 points. We're very, very impressive as it currently stands. 12 goals scored. Half-time. Obrun leads by 2-1. I've got to say, just very quickly at the halfway point, that's got one of the cleverest things you can do in these squad building requirements, because obviously the women's and the men's league aren't necessarily under the same requirement. That means you can actually technically have 4 Barcelona players in your team, can't you? You can have 2 from the women's La Liga, Santander, and you can have 2 players in it from the men's La Liga as well. So what you're seeing there is basically Alexia Teles and Hansen in a lot of teams, and then you can have 2 more in there, 2 more La Liga players in there as well. Yeah,
I think that's why we've seen the likes of Cancelo being utilised a lot. Links to Teles, links to Hansen. I'm surprised we haven't seen any Araujo radioactive version in centre. Like people or players have used the likes of Rio Ferdinand. I believe the item of Araujo. As I said, I'm shocked he hasn't been selected. But yeah, for Fummer, he's cruising. 4-0 up at half time. Levy losing to Obrun, 2-1.
4-0 for Fummer as it currently stands. The one-offs not feeling the most confident. I mean, you're playing against a good player, number 1, right? But then when the ball's just bouncing around like that, it's always a tough day.
Yeah, exactly. And again, someone like Fummer is against anybody you don't want to go down by a couple of goals, but he utilises the space in behind with the speed boost, the step overs, the player locks. And when you're down by a couple and you have to push bodies forward, more spaces open up for him to exploit, and then before you know it, you're 5, 6, 7. You conceded a lot of goals, and your goal difference is taking a hit.
I mean, for the sake of this group, Obrun to win that game would be great.
Yeah, it leaves it wide open. Start the second half. The one was kicking from left to right here, from kickoff, trying to find space in behind. Play lock cancelling. Oh, beautiful. It doesn't work out. He still achieves possession though. Step over. And a good tackle there from Fummer in the box.
Well, let's leave this one for a second, right? We'll go back to our feature matchup. 4-0. Fummer does lead there. Over here, Obrun. 2-1 up, looking for a third.
Yaya with the run. He's going to whip it in. He is. Yaya.
He's on!
Oh, my goodness.
And unfortunately, the header's off target.
That is a chance. Header's manual, of course. You have to aim it into the corner, and that's what happens there. You risk the chance of aiming it just on the outside of the post.
As we have a break in play, let's welcome back Casey in to the commentary of this one. Casey, I mean, this group is really starting to unfold, and Fummer is running away.
Oh my goodness, watching Fummer has been so impressive. But you know, one thing I have noticed, I think he plays so different from each person that he goes against. His preparation for each game is really impressive.
No, I agree with you. Again, it's sort of place that is very similar. They say in boxing, it makes fights, basically. With the way Fummer plays as well, I think naturally his instincts suit playing someone like Tech, someone like Levy, someone like Obrun. It's a weird one because you can't really separate either on paper, as we see a chance there from Levy leading to the corner. But yeah, just the chances he creates and his play style works in his favour.
By any means, is Fummer's play style just score loads of goals?
Yeah, go forward. Every touch he takes is positive. He doesn't really second guess too much. And when he does, if you make a slight mistake or when he does get in front of goal, he green times it more often than not. And yeah, we've seen how many goals he's scored so far.
He sort of feels like that player, Casey, that's happy to take maybe the 80% chance of goal as well.
Yeah, I think that, but at the end of the day, he's always making the best choices. He's making an extra pass if he needs to, or he's just taking that shot and not making it, but it's always the right choice, which is very, very good.
Speaking of, the player looking for their first win tonight, Obrun. Did lose the last game 3-0. Drew his first one against Fummer, one of the only players at the moment to stop Fummer from scoring more than 2 goals. 4-0. Fummer still does lead in that game. Corner to come in from Obrun. And Mbappe back to defend. It goes as far as the edge of the box where Hansen will look to take the shot. A chance to switch out. We were speaking just at half-time, Casey, as well, just with the draft rules. There's such opportunity, isn't there, just to angle in so many of these high-rated women this year in the game. I mean, we said about it before, the perfect link up between Patelis and Hansen just keeps on happening.
Yeah, I was actually talking to Obrun backstage, and he said, in his opinion, that these draft requirements are the best ones out of all the weeks. And he was really happy to have these requirements.
Best ones?
The best ones, yeah. He said he had the most opportunities with these rules.
I mean, there's been an update. We'll talk more about the draft rules in a second. There's been, I'm hearing another goal in this game. Let me guess, Fummer scored again. Yes, he has. Ginola makes it 5-0. Oh, was that a smile from Fummer? No. Still waiting for a first smile from Fummer today. 5-0 he leads. He just doesn't stop either.
He doesn't. And he doesn't change his emotions.
Yeah, relentless.
It doesn't change the tone of his voice, does it?
Even in interviews, it's the same calm, cool, collected. It's smart, though. He doesn't ever lose his head.
Cafu. Intercepted. Pause coming in from Levy. As we said, keep in mind, Tex is not playing this round. He sits out. It's his break for tonight. He will be involved for the last 2 rounds. There's a change possession here. Patelis and Hansen again linking up as they have done throughout. Potentially that Travella. There it is. But matched up by Van der Sar. Haven't really seen any go in tonight, have we?
Yeah, not too many. Not too many chances or players opted to take the Travellas from the edge. You've seen it a couple times, but it's yet to lead to a goal. And you can see the switch of play here, onside.
Obrun does that so well. Gets a fortunate deflection. Van Dijk intercepts well. There's the switch of play coming out. He's onside as well, Davies. Back post, Mbappe will be queuing up. Does he go on his own with Davies? Yes, he does! I mean, it's been all about the fullbacks. We saw Teo Hernandez score a huge goal for Fummer in the other game. But then here, sometimes that's just what you've got to do, Casey.
That is what you have to do. And I know he mentioned it with Fummer, but Levy as well is very, very calm. No celebration. He knows, I mean, it's 2-2 at this point. He's looking for those 3 points.
Yeah, absolutely. As we say, he's confident. I spoke to him earlier on as well, and he's brimming with confidence. Renzo said it's probably the best he might have ever seen him. So that's a huge boost of confidence, knowing that you're coming into a tournament this big on your rich vein of form. So for him, he wants to take it into today. And with that Alphonso Davies, that ball over the top, Levy creates things, he does content of his own. That's something that I see him post. So a little tip for people at home that want to learn that ball over the top. That's something that he utilizes a lot, gives you that space in behind the defensive line. And yeah, you capitalize it when you have the likes of Davies.
I think on top of that as well, you're looking at just the perfect example of what fullbacks you want to use as well. I mean, Matthias Banana was the best example of that for a period of time, of just Gold Hakimi. Scored a lot of goals with Gold Hakimi. That Alphonso Davies is the Thunderstruck promo item. Same can be said for Teo Hernandez. Just fullbacks that don't just defend, Casey, but go forward, assist, and can even score.
Yeah, you need a well-rounded player at the end of the day. You can't just have someone that sits back on defense. You have to have them open for any type of opportunity, whether it's the extra pass inside or even scoring the goal.
Sort of like a secondary winger, isn't it, Ryan?
Yep, exactly as you say, and especially this year, or not even just this year, previous years, having the fullback on balance or triggering them is a very key aspect to building up attacks. Seeing Bonpasta used, couldn't find the space.
Into the final 20 in both our games in this round 3.
Aggressive defending from Levy, pulling out players from out of their position. It's going to be a flick on.
Nearly there, Valverde. I mean, for the interests of the group, a draw here would certainly do 2 things. It would keep Tex very much 1 win away from getting straight back into the conversation. It would also mean that Fummer could start to move away from the rest of them too. He would be on 7 points as he goes into another game. Well, he could be on, I mean, if he, I'm pretty sure he's won his game. He's leading by 5 goals to nil with 18 minutes left on the clock. There's a world here, Casey, where he could have 10 points by the end of round 4, put his feet up and say, look, I've done quite well tonight.
I think it's about time that we put Fummer as one of the best players in the world right now. I think he deserves a little bit more respect as we're speaking about some of the best players, because I don't really hear his name being thrown around as much as it should be.
Yeah.
Again, I just add on to that. I think he won the playoffs during the online era, and because it was online and it wasn't offline and you didn't pick up a trophy and maybe it wasn't broadcast in the same way as a typical Champs Cup could have been or an E-Champions League, you are right, he has gone under the radar. And the only way we have seen him at Lamb and competing well is in the E-League One, which obviously is very much in French, and I don't understand French, so maybe this could be his opportunity to go and do that for sure. Neymar, Sergino Dest. Interchanging one. Musiala, that's 3 super subs that have just come on for Levy. Looking for a third.
Oh, way.
Van der Sar, take a bow. Whilst we've got a pause in a second, let's quickly jump over and check in to Fummer against the One-Os. We know he's pretty much job done. Final 12 minutes here. Cafu looking to make matters worse as he interchanges with Vinicius Jr. Hansen, step over into an exit. 6 goals to nil. Fummer leads.
Yeah, that's another mistimed shot in the back of the net. Fummer seems to get the rub of the green when it happens here. Step over, orange timed.
Orange time was that?
Yeah, a little smile from Stingray. He knows, he knows. But yeah, 6 goals to nil. That's a massive, massive hit on the goal difference for the One-Os. Winning his first game 3-0. He now finds himself 3 points after 2 games. It's still a good return, in my opinion. Solid return.
Stingray has an easy job today, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, just chilling, sat back in his chair. He knows they've done the preparation beforehand. He spoke about how confident Fummer feels. You spoke about how confident Fummer feels when you spoke to him as well. So, yeah, it's clearly been shown today.
Big switch finds Cafu. Obrun does have a pause cued. Will we find a winner in this one? There's that Travello again. It hasn't got in today. He has been matched up every time.
All right, guys. Well, I'm going to go get set for the next interview. See you soon.
Thank you, Casey. She will be joining us throughout the rest of today, interviewing the players and joining us here on the commentary box. I'm sure that she'll be hoping that her teammate Tex can come back flying in round 4, as he hasn't won a game yet. That's the headline news here today in London. Tex 0 points from 6 that was possible tonight so far. Corner comes in. Valverde might hit that. Little interesting fact as well, there's a few players tonight that have got FC Pro Live items on the benches, and one's just been introduced. Koulibaly comes on for Obrun, the player that is being controlled by Abu Maka.
He's in. Extra pass.
And it's Neymar, who we argued may have been one of the most popular subs to make all the difference. He may have just done that.
That's a massive goal. Thuram off the bench playing it. A little pass there, Mbappe again. Neymar, first time into the corner. A fist pump there. Little calm celebration as well from Obrun. He takes the lead now, 3 goals to 2. So that could be a massive, massive goal to change the dynamics of this whole group. We go into the other game. This was a goal. It falls the way, Brandon, of the One-Os or the One-Os. Mbappe turning, twisting, step overs, green timed. And he's got one back. Well, yeah.
I think just here, right, it's just a case of, look, He doesn't have a break now for the rest of today, the One-Os. He's had his break in the first game. He has to switch on because he plays against Tex, and then he plays against LeviDeWeerd. And he's just come off the back of a 6-1 defeat, potentially. But then he also beat Obrun, so, I mean, who am I to judge what's going on here?
This just echoes how important, or how difficult it is to get points on the board in this group, because we've seen games can go, they can really go anywhere. Obrun had a bad start. Well, we say a bad start. 1 point from a possible 6, as now he's in position to potentially get his first 3 points on the board. If Levy can't find an equalizer, he scored late on against Tex. Can he find space? Not this time. It's going to be cleared out. Possession still maintained from Obrun. He's giving it away. It's Carmen that's composed there to get possession away from his goal.
Just see this one out now, as I think he will do. Added time of 2 minutes.
Uh-oh, that's a crazy mistake. Neymar, Dest off of the bench. There's not a lot of time left. It's opting for the switch of play. He has to go forward. Cafu. Player look, Musiala, Cafu again.
Last chance of the game for Levy.
Is that a corner?
Goes for a corner, Bompasta. We have played the 92 added time as well. But the keeper's in the box here as well. Dispossessed, that should do it. Obrun does find a way to win here in London in the FC Pro Open. He now moves on to 4 points and goes in front of Levy.
Yep, that's a massive, massive victory, just to keep him in the conversation. Of course, a reminder, top 2 out of the 5 players in this group make it to the knockout stage. So just being in that conversation for week 2, game week 2, when it does commence, is very, very important. Obrun